The first time Thierry Henry coached Michael Olise with the France Olympic team, it didn't take him long to realize he was looking at a very different kind of talent. Off the pitch, Olise was quiet, reserved, and never the type to chase attention or try to be the biggest personality in the dressing room. But the moment the ball reached his feet, everything changed. Suddenly passes nobody saw coming, space appearing where there seemed to be none. Decisions that left everyone watching asking the same question: how did he spot that so quickly? Henry later admitted that some of Olise's passes almost made him shout in disbelief because he was watching a player who simply saw the game differently. And now, just a few years later, everyone understands exactly what Henry meant. That quiet young lad is no longer just a promising talent. He's become one of Bayern Munich's key players and a rapidly growing force for France, all without changing his humble personality or trying to steal the spotlight with words. And when you talk about France, the first name that comes to mind is Kylian Mbappé, and rightly so. He's the captain, the goal scorer, the biggest star, and the face of the national team. But behind so many of those goals, and behind countless attacks that end with the crowd celebrating, there's a player who always knows the right moment to pass, when to slow the game down, when to raise the tempo, and when to create the space his teammate needs. That player is Michael Olise. Mbappé may be France's best player, but Olise is the one who makes the whole team function better. And that leads to the question worth asking: how did someone with such a quiet personality reach this level? How did a young player moving between academies in England in search of an opportunity become one of Europe's most influential playmakers and one of the most important players for both Bayern Munich and France? A lot of people think Olise's biggest strength is his pace, his left foot, or his dribbling. But the truth is different. His greatest weapon isn't physical, it's mental. Olise doesn't just see the play in front of him, he sees the next one before it happens. He's already thinking one move ahead, studying defenders' positioning before he even receives the ball, and anticipating his teammates' runs before they begin. That's why his passes look as if they're coming from someone watching the match from a higher angle than everyone else. And if you know Olise enjoys playing chess, none of this comes as a surprise. In chess, you don't think about your next move alone. You plan several moves ahead. That's exactly how Olise plays football. Every touch is part of a bigger plan, and every pass is designed to create the next move, not just the current attack. That was on full display in France's match against Senegal. Mbappé grabbed most of the headlines thanks to his goals, but anyone watching the game from a tactical perspective could see that Olise was the real engine of France's attack. During the first half, France came up against a brilliantly organised defence. Space was almost non-existent, and breaking through was proving incredibly difficult. That's when Olise started drifting between the lines, constantly leaving his position and demanding the ball in the toughest areas. Every time he did, he dragged a defender out of shape, and the moment that happened, a new gap opened up for Mbappé or one of his teammates to attack. He wasn't looking for the flashy touch, he was looking for the movement that would break the defensive structure. Even when France lost possession, he didn't stand around waiting to win it back. He pressed immediately, cut off the passing lanes, and forced mistakes. Plenty of gifted players only influence the game when the ball is at their feet. Olise makes an impact even when it isn't. And once the ball reaches him, he doesn't give the defender a single second to think. He drives straight at them with complete confidence, leaving them caught in two minds. Is he going to cut inside onto his left foot, stay wide, shoot, or slip through a killer pass? That moment of hesitation alone gives Olise a huge advantage. His style brings back memories of the legendary Arjen Robben. Robben would start on the right, cut inside onto his left foot, and everyone knew exactly what was coming, yet stopping him was almost impossible. Olise makes a very similar move, but with his own twist. His first instinct isn't to shoot, it's to find the pass that puts a teammate clean through on goal. That's why his impact can't be measured by goals alone, but by the number of attacks he creates long before the striker applies the finishing touch. Olise's journey wasn't nearly as straightforward as some people think. He started in Chelsea's academy before moving to Manchester City's, but competition at both clubs was fierce, and opportunities were limited no matter how talented you were. So he made a decision few expected. He left one of the biggest clubs to join Reading. Some saw it as a step backwards, but it turned out to be the move that changed his career. At Reading, he finally found what he'd been searching for all along: regular first-team football. He made his senior debut at just 17, signed his first professional contract, and soon scored his first goal for the club. Then came the 2020 to 2021 season, the first major breakthrough of his career. He scored 7 goals, provided 12 assists, won the EFL Championship Young Player of the Season award, and was named in the Team of the Season. From that moment on, Premier League clubs started watching him closely, and his name became a regular feature in the reports of top scouts. In the summer of 2021, he joined Crystal Palace. His first season was fairly quiet. He scored 2 goals and registered 5 assists while adapting to the pace and demands of the Premier League. But the following season, everyone saw the real Michael Olise. He became a key player, produced 11 assists, and made history as the first Crystal Palace player ever to record 10 or more assists in a single Premier League season. He usually started on the right, but rarely stayed there for long. He drifted inside, carried the ball forward, created chances, and constantly gave his forwards the upper hand. Even after injuries disrupted his 2023 to 2024 campaign, he still managed 10 league goals and 6 assists, proving his influence hadn't faded despite the time he spent on the sidelines. By then, it was obvious Olise had outgrown Crystal Palace. Arsenal were interested, Chelsea tried to bring him back, and Manchester United kept a close eye on his situation. But he chose a different path and signed for Bayern Munich. It was a bold move because Bayern isn't a club that gives players years to settle in. Success is expected from day one. And when Olise arrived, there were plenty of doubts. He was only 22 years old, coming from a mid-table club, and some questioned whether his quiet personality would suit a club as demanding as Bayern Munich. But he never responded through the media or got drawn into the debate. He stayed true to himself and let his football do the talking. He set up a goal on his debut, scored twice in his first UEFA Champions League appearance, and within weeks had shown that Bayern hadn't signed a player for the future. They'd signed one ready to make an immediate impact. Vincent Kompany has given him the freedom to express himself on the pitch. He starts out on the right, drifts into central areas, operates behind the striker, and takes set pieces, a role perfectly suited to the way he sees the game. As the season has gone on, he's become one of Bayern Munich's main creative outlets, delivering goals and assists while establishing himself as one of the club's standout performers. Today, he's one of the team's most influential chance creators. With France, he's found the perfect place alongside world-class talents like Kylian Mbappé, Ousmane Dembélé, Bradley Barcola, and Désiré Doué. The national team has incredible pace out wide, but what it needed was a player capable of connecting all those pieces together. Someone who knows when to slow the game down, when to speed it up, and when to play the pass that slices through the opposition's lines. That's exactly what Olise brings. If defenders focus on Mbappé, Olise carries the ball forward and creates the danger himself. If someone steps out to close down Olise, space opens up for Mbappé. And if the middle is blocked, he switches play quickly to the opposite flank. He's the kind of player who makes everyone around him look better. He never tries to compete with the team's biggest star for the spotlight. He helps him reach his very best. Maybe that's why Michael Olise's name doesn't always dominate the headlines after a match. Fans remember the goal scorer. Newspapers celebrate the player who found the net. But who created the space? Who played the first pass? Who made the move look effortless long before the ball hit the back of the net? More often than not, the answer is Michael Olise. Thierry Henry recognized it from the very beginning, and his instinct was spot on. Reading gave him his chance. Crystal Palace revealed his true quality. Bayern Munich elevated him to Europe's elite. And France found the footballing brain that ties all of its stars together. Mbappé may remain the captain, the goal scorer, and the team's biggest star. But the player who makes everyone around him better, the one whose impact speaks louder than any spotlight, is Michael Olise. And that's the difference between a gifted footballer and one who understands the game before the ball has even moved.